never feel I need to be a donkey, man. Hit it with the heat.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Well, Ed Sheeran, Donkey of the Day for Monday, May 5th. Cinco de Mayo! Goes to a stink-ass mayo named Shiloh Hendrix, okay? Oh, the mayonnaise is heavy with this one, ladies and gentlemen. See, there is a human jar of Hellmann's amongst us, and her name is Shiloh Hendrix. Now, from what we've gathered, Shiloh appeared to hurl a racist slur at a black child. Okay, she appeared to call a 5-year-old child the N-word at a park in Minnesota because she said the 5-year-old took her son's stuff. Now, according to the person who recorded the video, Charlamagne Omar, he said the little boy is on the autism spectrum. So she called this 5-year-old little black boy the N-word because the little boy allegedly took her son's stuff. Let's go to KTTC News for the report, please.
The woman accused of using racial slurs against a boy at a Rochester park, captured in a now viral video, appears to have identified herself publicly in a sizable crowdfunding effort. A user on a crowdfunding site identifying as Shiloh Hendrix has increased her fundraising goal to $1 million. Regarding the incident at the park, the user writes, quote, "I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was," end quote. KTTC reported yesterday that Rochester police are actively looking into the viral video showing a woman holding a small child making racist slurs in reference to another child at the playground who she claims had taken something that belonged to her child. The person recording the video alludes to the child being targeted as having special needs. On its fundraising page, the NAACP acknowledged the woman in question's fundraising effort, writing, quote, "Many of the comments from her supporters celebrate and justify her hate," end quote.
So much to unpack here. First of all, completely unnecessary. Okay, excessive use of racism. Listen, there's going to be times that the bigot in us rears its ugly head. Okay, there are going to be times when random acts of racist thoughts pop up in your mind. Okay, that doesn't mean you can act on them. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and act like I haven't thought about these things. Okay, white man cut you off in traffic, you're going to think to yourself, cracker ass cracker. Okay, I was at Universal Studios last weekend. Literally about to get on the elevator with my family, and this couple, a man and a woman, I believe they were Mexican, they came running and cut in front of us and just jumped on the elevator and closed the door. The first thing that came to my mind was, now see, if I call lights, I'll be wrong.
Why do you think they were Mexican?
What you mean? I got eyes. The hell's wrong with you? But listen to me. Everything I told you was thoughts, okay? I didn't act on anything because I'm not that kind of person. Regardless of what my mind tells me from time to time, I attempt to be the change I want to see in the world. I believe in equality for all. So there's no reason on God's green earth, other than the mental illness called racism, for Shiloh to be calling this little 5-year-old boy the N-word out loud. Okay, now, Charlamagne Omar asked Shiloh a valid question. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, "Does this child taking your son's stuff merit you calling him the N-word?" She replied, "If that's what he's going to act like." Let me tell you something. We all know that niggas going nig, but this little boy is 5. Okay, his behavior is simply that of a 5-year-old. What do you mean, Shiloh, if that's what he's going to act like? He's 5. Okay, 5-year-olds act like 5-year-olds. At 5, they're just beginning to understand social and emotional development. So if he took something from your son, then you simply find his parents, tell them, and then they can tell their child, don't do things like that. That's not yours. It's simple. But you a racist. So you was just looking for a reason to let the N-word fly. Now, would you like to hear the actual audio from the park?
Yes.
Let's listen.
You don't go digging through people.
Nobody digging to you.
A little kid just did, you dumb.
That little kid, you call him a... The little child?
What if he acts like one? He's gonna.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, and the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be the that.
I don't give a.
Lord have mercy. Now let's talk about the fundraising. Shiloh decided to become the victim. Okay, she set up a fundraising page for herself, which she titled "Help Me Protect My Family." Okay, in case you missed the news report, she claimed in the page description that she is now in a dire situation. She says, "I recently had a kid steal from my 18-month-old son's diaper bag at a park. I called the kid out for what he was. Then she claimed that members of her family are being attacked, and her personal information, including her address and phone number, has been leaked." You aren't being attacked, Shiloh. You are being called out and held accountable because you called a little 5-year-old boy the N-word. And accountability feels like an attack when you're not ready to acknowledge your toxic behavior. Now, Shiloh concluded her message by asking for funds to assist in protecting my family and potentially relocate. Yet another example that free speech ain't free. Why are you using words that you can't afford to use, Shiloh? Now, Shiloh's fundraising goal was originally set for $50,000, but as you heard in the news report, it was increased to $1 million after that initial amount was reached. And as of yesterday, Sunday, May 4th, she has raised over $624,000 because she called a little 5-year-old boy the N-word. And you wonder why some people spell America with 3 Ks. Now, first thing I did was look into the fundraisers policies, and GiveSendGo, that's the name of the platform, GiveSendGo said the company does not endorse or condone the personal views or actions of individual campaign organizers or their supporters, nor do we control the motivations of donors. Basically, is nothing they can do about it. Okay, there is no violation on their end, but you do know, GiveSendGo, that you are complicit in rewarding racism. Call it what it is. They are rewarding Shiloh's racism. Only in America can you call a 5-year-old boy the N-word, okay, get called out on it, and then play victim and raise almost $700,000 because of your bigotry.
That's crazy.
Well, this is a free country, ladies and gentlemen, and there is such thing as freedom of speech, even though we know there is a cost to every word that comes out of your mouth. Some people are willing to pay that price, and in the case of Shiloh Hendricks, she didn't pay the price. She actually ended up getting paid. Just always remember, though, freedom of speech works both ways. So with that said, please let Chelsea Handler give Shiloh Hendricks the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. That is way too much Dan mayonnaise.
Let Kathy Griffin get in on that, too.
Please give this giant jar of mayo the biggest hee-haw.
What about my guy, Chris Rock? You got something to say?
Cracker ass cracker.
Is my girl still working the drive-thru? She working the drive-thru today? Oh, okay. Just making sure everybody gets the right to express their freedom of speech.
All right.
That's
That's crazy.
Disgusting. All right. Thank you for that donkey of the day.
Yes, indeed.
Donkey of the Day is sponsored by renowned personal injury attorney Michael the Bull Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey when you need a fighter on your side. If you're ever injured, go to michaelthebull.com. That's michaelthebull.com. And when you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.